Welcome to a new Sleep Dive episode. If you are enjoying these journeys into knowledge, be sure to check out our other episodes and subscribe for new titles. Tonight, we are learning about the 6 types of genius. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and relax as we begin.
We are going to use a technique called Mind Palace to really let this information sink in. It's a powerful memory tool that takes advantage of how our brains naturally remember places and images.
Okay, I'm intrigued. A mind palace sounds a bit like something out of Sherlock Holmes.
It might sound fancy, but it's actually a very practical technique. You essentially create vivid, multisensory images in your mind and place them within a familiar location. Think of it like creating a memory map. To recall the information, you simply revisit those locations in your mind, and the associated images and knowledge come flooding back.
So we are going to build mental structures and fill them with information about the 6 types of genius.
Exactly. And to make this process even more effective, we are going to utilize a relaxed state of mind similar to hypnosis. When your brain is in the delta wave state, like when you are drifting off to sleep, learning and memory are enhanced. It's like downloading information directly into your subconscious.
That's fascinating. So how do we build this mind palace, reach this relaxed state, and learn about the 6 types of genius all at once?
Tonight, we'll imagine we're taking a big bus tour of New York City. Each stop on the tour will be a distinct location in your mind palace. With over 60 stops on these tours, you'll have a vast network for storing information from the book.
Okay, so a New York City bus tour for a mind palace. That's a creative approach. So as we virtually travel from Times Square to Central Park, we'll be planting these memory images at each stop.
Precisely. It's crucial to move forward on our tour, no backtracking, to reinforce a linear path through the information, making it easier to recall. We'll also number each stop, creating a clear organizational system for your mind palace.
Got it. So the bus tour is the foundation of our mind palace, and each stop will be a distinct location or loci where we'll store information. Now let's bring in the 6 types of genius. What exactly is this book all about?
It's a fascinating concept by Patrick Lencioni. It proposes that everyone has 2 working geniuses types of work that they naturally excel at and enjoy. The book provides a framework for identifying your geniuses and applying that knowledge to improve job satisfaction and team dynamics.
2 working geniuses. That's interesting. What about the other 4 types then?
The other 4 are divided into working competencies, things you're okay at, don't hate, and 2, working frustrations, activities that drain your energy and often lead to poor performance.
Okay, that makes sense. We each have strength, things we are good at but don't necessarily love, and things we really struggle with. So what are the 6 types of genius we will be exploring on our Mind Palace bus tour?
They are wonder, invention, discernment, galvanizing, enablement, and tenacity. As we progress through our tour, we'll unpack each of these and link them to specific locations in your mind palace.
So each stop on our tour is a chance to integrate key concepts from the book and create vivid, multi-sensory images at each loci.
Exactly. It's like creating mini-movies in your mind. The more senses you engage, the stronger the memory. Are you ready to board this knowledge bus?
Absolutely. Let's embark on this journey. Where does our tour begin?
Our first stop is the heart of New York City, Times Square. Imagine yourself stepping off the bus onto a bustling sidewalk. Surrounded by dazzling lights and towering billboards, it's a sensory overload in the best way possible.
Okay, I can feel the energy of Times Square. The hum of the crowd, the flashing lights, it's exhilarating. What's the memory image we're creating here?
Right in front of you, a massive billboard flickers to life. It's filled with swirling, flashing colors, but suddenly they shift and pulsate, forming the words "working genius" in bold, electrifying letters. This dazzling spectacle captures the excitement of discovering your innate talents.
Wow, I can almost hear the sizzle and crackle as those letters lock into place. That's a powerful image to kick off our exploration of working genius. What's next on our itinerary?
Let's hop back on the bus and head north to Rockefeller Center. You know, the one with the iconic ice skating rink and that towering Christmas tree during the holidays?
Of course, Rockefeller Center, a classic NYC landmark. What awaits us there?
Picture yourself standing at the edge of that bustling ice rink with skaters gracefully gliding around. Suddenly, a figure loses their balance and crashes into the board, sending a shower of ice into the air. That's Patrick Lencioni, the author of The 6 Types of Working Genius, and he's just experienced a major career setback.
A crash on the ice rink. So this symbolizes the author's early career struggles and dissatisfaction.
Right.
The book mentioned he wasn't always a leadership guru.
Exactly. Lencioni, like many of us, felt unfulfilled in his early jobs. It wasn't until he discovered his true working geniuses that he found success by aligning his work with his innate talents. This stop serves as a reminder that sometimes a crash can lead to a breakthrough.
That's a great point. Sometimes it takes a major shakeup to realize we are on the wrong path and discover our true potential. What's our next stop on this journey of self-discovery?
Let's take a short ride over to the Empire State Building. Feel the bus rumble as we navigate through the city streets, and imagine that iconic Art Deco spire looming ahead, piercing the sky.
Okay, I can picture it. The Empire State Building, such a symbol of ambition and achievement. What's the memory image we are creating here?
Imagine yourself soaring to the top in one of those high-speed elevators. As the doors open, you step out onto the observation deck. Feel the wind in your hair and see the vast expanse of the city below. Now picture this. Each section of the city represents one of the 3 phases of work that Lencioni describes in the book: ideation, activation, and implementation.
So we're taking a bird's eye view of the work process, mapping it onto the city landscape. That's clever.
Exactly. Ideation, the first phase where ideas are born, is represented by the bustling, energetic neighborhoods like Times Square and the financial district, where new ideas are constantly generated.
It makes sense. Those areas are buzzing with activity and innovation.
Now shift your focus to Midtown with its corporate offices and boardrooms. That's where activation happens. Evaluating ideas, fine-tuning them, and getting people on board.
So that's where those raw ideas get scrutinized, polished, and championed.
You got it. And finally, look toward the outer boroughs, those sprawling areas with factories, construction sites, and residential neighborhoods. That's where implementation occurs, the nuts and bolts of bringing ideas to life.
I love how the city layout so neatly maps onto those 3 phases of work. It's like a visual representation of how projects move from conception to completion.
Exactly. And remember, each phase requires a unique set of working genius strengths. As we delve deeper into each type, we'll see how they play out in these phases.
I'm already starting to see how understanding these working genius types could help people find work that's more fulfilling and productive. You're getting it. Now, back on the bus. Our next stop is Grand Central Terminal, one of the busiest transportation hubs in the world. Imagine stepping off the bus and into that grand concourse, filled with rushing commuters and the echoing announcements of arriving and departing trains.
Grand Central Terminal. It's always a whirlwind of activity. What's our memory image at this location?
Imagine a scene of utter chaos. Suitcases flying open, schedules mixed up, people running in all directions, trains delayed, announcements blaring. It's overwhelming and stressful. This is what happens when a team lacks certain working genius types, leading to dysfunction and missed opportunities. Okay, I can definitely feel the stress of that scene. So the frantic energy of Grand Central reflects the potential for team breakdowns when genius types are missing or misaligned.
Exactly. The book highlights several examples of teams struggling because they lacked specific working genius types. Without wonder, teams can miss crucial insights. Without enablement, projects stall. Without tenacity, things never get finished.
I'm starting to see how this model can be applied not just to individuals, but to teams as well. It makes you realize the importance of having a balanced team with a variety of strengths.
It is, and remember, it's not about labeling people as good or bad, but about understanding how to leverage everyone's strengths and fill in the gaps to create a truly high-performing team. Where should our Mind Palace bus take us next?
Let's head downtown. I'm ready to explore another iconic NYC location.
Perfect. Our next stop is Wall Street, the heart of American finance. Imagine yourself stepping off the bus onto a street bustling with suits, limousines, and that ever-present sense of ambition. Can you feel the energy?
Wall Street, where fortunes are made and lost. What's our memory image at this high-stakes location?
Picture this. A giant stock ticker tape is running across the facade of the New York Stock Exchange building. But instead of company symbols and prices, it's displaying the names of the 6 working genius types: wonder, invention, discernment, galvanizing, enablement, and tenacity.
That's a striking image. So this symbolizes the team map tool that the book describes, right?
Precisely. The team map is a way to visualize the collective genius on a team and identify any potential gaps or areas for improvement, just like a stock ticker helps investors analyze market trends.
It's like taking an inventory of team strengths and weaknesses to ensure you have the right people in the right roles, just like a well-balanced investment portfolio.
You got it. The team map helps leaders recognize if a team is over-reliant on one type of genius, or if there are critical gaps that need to be addressed. This visual tool helps everyone understand their contributions and where they can best support the team.
That sounds incredibly valuable. It's like having a roadmap to building a more effective and harmonious team. What's next on our Mind Palace bus tour?
Let's take a break from the hustle and bustle of the city and head over to Central Park. Imagine the bus pulling up to a peaceful pathway, dappled sunlight filtering through the trees, a world away from the city's frenzy.
Central Park, the green oasis in the middle of all that concrete. It's amazing how you can find such tranquility right in the heart of Manhattan. What's our memory image in this serene setting?
As you stroll along the pathway, you come across a group of people sitting on a park bench. They look stressed and exhausted, shoulders slumped, eyes downcast. They are clearly burnt out.
That's an interesting contrast. The peace of Central Park juxtaposed with the image of burnout. Is this highlighting the importance of aligning work with your natural talents?
Exactly. This stop serves as a stark reminder that ignoring your working geniuses can lead to burnout. When you constantly force yourself to do work that drains your energy, it takes a toll on your well-being.
It's like trying to run a marathon on an empty stomach. You might be able to push through for a while, but eventually you'll hit a wall.
Precisely. The book emphasizes that understanding your own geniuses and frustrations is crucial for both personal and professional well-being. It's about working smarter, not harder, and playing to your strengths.
This is such an important message. It's not just about being productive, but about finding genuine satisfaction and fulfillment in your work by leveraging your natural talents. Where to next?
Let's head down to Battery Park at the southern tip of Manhattan. Imagine the bus pulling up to the waterfront, offering stunning views of the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. Can you feel the breeze off the water?
Battery Park, what a view. I love the historical significance of this location. What's our memory image here?
Picture this. You're strolling along the waterfront, taking in the view of Lady Liberty, when you notice a group of people huddled around a park bench, deeply engrossed in a lively conversation. They're pointing at a diagram, which upon closer inspection you realize is the team map we discussed earlier.
So we're connecting the idea of welcoming new perspectives and diverse talents to the concept of the team map, just like Lady Liberty welcomes newcomers to America.
Exactly. Just as America was built on the contributions of people from all walks of life, a successful team thrives on a variety of working geniuses.
It's a powerful analogy, recognizing that each individual brings unique strengths and that valuing those differences is key to success.
The book highlights that judging others for their weaknesses, which might simply be their working frustrations, can be incredibly detrimental to team dynamics.
It's a reminder to be more understanding and less judgmental of our colleagues. Instead of focusing on what someone isn't good at, we should focus on how their strengths can contribute to the team's overall success.
Precisely. Building a strong team is about recognizing and celebrating the diverse genius of each member.
This is making me rethink how I view teamwork and collaboration. I'm eager to explore these concepts further. Where to next on our Mind Palace bus tour? Welcome back to our journey through the 6 types of working genius. I hope those mental images from our New York City bus tour are settling into your mind palace.
They should be starting to take root. Those visuals will help you remember these concepts long after our sleep dive is over. Now let's delve into each of the 6 working genius types in more detail.
I'm ready for a deeper dive. Where should we start?
Let's begin with wonder, the genius of curiosity and questioning. Remember that peaceful pathway in Central Park where we saw those burnt-out individuals?
Yes. It was such a stark contrast between the tranquility of the park and the exhaustion of those who haven't aligned their work with their natural talents.
Imagine if those individuals had tapped into the spark of wonder. People with this genius are naturally drawn to asking why and what if. They're constantly seeking deeper understanding and exploring new possibilities.
So it's not just about being inquisitive, it's about having a genuine thirst for knowledge and a desire to challenge the status quo.
Precisely. Wonder is all about seeing the world with fresh eyes, questioning assumptions, and seeking out new perspectives. They are the ones who often initiate the ideation phase, recognizing the need for change and pushing for exploration before jumping into solutions.
I can see how that type of thinking is crucial, especially in today's rapidly changing world where adaptability and innovation are key. But wouldn't a team full of wanderers get stuck in a loop of questioning without ever taking action?
That's a great point, and why a balance of genius types on a team is so important. Someone needs to take that spark of curiosity ignited by wonder and transform it into concrete ideas and solutions. That's where invention comes in. Remember our stop at the Empire State Building where we mapped the 3 phases of work onto the cityscape?
Yes. Ideation was those bustling areas like Times Square and the financial district.
Yeah.
Activation was Midtown. And implementation was the outer boroughs.
Think of inventors as thriving in those bustling areas of ideation, the epicenter of creativity and ingenuity. They are the idea generators, the ones who love to brainstorm, experiment, and come up with novel solutions to the challenges unearthed by wonder.
So they're the ones who take those what-if questions and turn them into here's how answers. I know a few people who fit that description. They're always coming up with new ideas, constantly tinkering and experimenting. But how do we ensure those ideas are actually good ones?
That's where discernment comes into play. It's the genius of critical thinking and insightful judgment. Remember our stop at Wall Street, where we visualized the team map on that stock ticker tape?
Yes, that was a powerful way to assess a team's collective working genius and identify any gaps or imbalances.
People with discernment are the master analysts of the team. They have an innate ability to evaluate ideas, weigh options, and provide insightful judgment. They're the ones who can quickly spot the strengths and weaknesses of a plan and offer a balanced perspective.
They sound like the voice of reason, helping to ensure the team makes wise decisions and avoids potential pitfalls. So they're crucial for the activation phase, right?
Exactly. Discerners provide the necessary scrutiny and guidance to sift through the ideas generated by wonder and invention, ensuring the best ones are chosen and refined before moving into implementation. But even with a great idea, a well-thought-out plan, sometimes teams get stuck. They lack the energy and drive to push things forward. That's where galvanizing comes in. Do you remember that scene in the meatpacking district with that energetic person pitching an idea?
Yes, I can practically feel the energy of that scene. It was palpable.
People with galvanizing are the energizers, the motivators, the ones who can rally a team and inspire action. They thrive on bringing people together and creating a shared sense of purpose.
So they're more than just cheerleaders. They possess the unique ability to articulate a vision and inspire others to believe in it and contribute their best efforts.
You're absolutely right. They can light a fire under a team, pushing them to overcome obstacles and achieve ambitious goals. I'm picturing that scene on the Brooklyn Bridge, with all those workers collaborating to build and maintain that massive structure. It's a great visual for our next working genius type: enablement.
Enablement, the ones who work behind the scenes to ensure everyone has what they need to succeed, right?
Exactly. People with enablement are the collaborators, the helpers, the ones who thrive on supporting others and making sure everything runs smoothly. They are the quintessential team players, always willing to lend a hand and contribute their expertise.
I can see how valuable that is, especially when a team is working on a complex project with many moving parts. Having someone who can anticipate needs, provide resources, and offer a helping hand can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Enablement ensures that everyone feels supported and empowered to do their best work. It's the glue that holds a team together. But even with all those pieces in place, sometimes teams still struggle to get things across the finish line. They might lack the persistence and follow-through needed to see a project to completion. That's where tenacity comes in. Remember those artists in DUMBO tirelessly working in their studios?
Yes, I can still picture their dedication and focus, honing their craft and pushing through creative blocks. It was inspiring.
People with tenacity are the finishers, the ones who love to see a project through to completion, no matter the obstacles. They thrive on crossing items off the to-do list and ensuring that all the loose ends are tied up.
They're the ones who bring that grit and determination, making sure the team's hard work doesn't go to waste and that the final product meets the highest standards. They're essential for that final push in the implementation phase.
You got it. Without tenacity, projects can lose momentum and fizzle out, leaving everyone feeling frustrated and unfulfilled.
This has been an incredible breakdown of each working genius type. I'm starting to see how each one is crucial for a team to function at its best.
It's not about having a team filled with only one or two types. It's about recognizing and valuing the unique strengths of each individual and creating a dynamic where those strengths can work together harmoniously.
This is already making me rethink how I view teamwork and collaboration. I'm eager to explore how to apply this knowledge to real-life situations.
That's exactly what we'll be doing in part 3 of our sleep dive. We'll explore how to utilize these working genius types to improve your work life, your team dynamics, and even your personal relationships.
Welcome back to Sleep Dive. We are wrapping up our exploration of the 6 types of working genius. I'm excited to see how we can apply this knowledge to make real and lasting changes.
It's been quite a journey through the Mind Palace, hasn't it? Tonight we'll discuss how understanding these geniuses can revolutionize your approach to work, teamwork, and even your personal life.
Okay, let's get practical. How can someone actually use this model to improve their work life? It feels a little overwhelming to think about shifting my whole approach to work based on these 6 types.
It all starts with self-awareness. The book recommends taking the Working Genius Assessment online. It's available at workinggenius.com, and it's designed to help you pinpoint your two working geniuses, your competencies, and yes, even those frustrations.
So once you know your genius types, what's the next step? How do you actually put that knowledge into action?
Think back to our Mind Palace journey. Remember those vivid images we created during our New York City bus tour? Which scenes resonated with you the most? Were you drawn to the bustling energy of Times Square where invention thrives? Or did you feel a sense of calm amidst the chaos of Grand Central Terminal where enablement brings order?
I see what you're saying. It's about connecting those images and the different genius types back to your own work experiences.
Exactly. Start paying attention to what energizes you at work and what drains you. What tasks do you find yourself naturally gravitating towards? What do you procrastinate on or dread?
That makes a lot of sense. It's about recognizing those patterns in your work habits and understanding why you feel the way you do about certain tasks. Could that help explain why I always volunteer to brainstorm new marketing campaigns, but put off those detailed budget reports?
It absolutely could. Once you understand your own genius, you can start making conscious choices about the types of work you take on. You can seek out opportunities that allow you to utilize your strengths and minimize your exposure to your frustrations.
So it's about aligning your work with your natural talents, creating a path that's both productive and fulfilling. That sounds fantastic, but how realistic is it to actually achieve that kind of alignment in a typical work environment?
It's a valid question, and it's not always easy. But even small shifts can make a big difference. You might not be able to completely avoid tasks that tap into your frustrations, but by being aware of them, you can approach them more strategically. Maybe you can delegate certain tasks or break them down into smaller chunks to make them feel less daunting.
That's a good point. It's not about creating a perfect work scenario, but about making informed choices and advocating for yourself.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual success, it's about building stronger, more effective teams. Remember our Wall Street scene with the team map? Imagine applying that tool to your own team at work.
Yes, visualizing everyone's working genius types on that stock ticker was a powerful image. I can see how that would be a game changer for team dynamics.
It can help you identify potential gaps or imbalances in your team's genius composition. Maybe you're lacking someone with wonder, which could be stifling innovation. Or perhaps your team is overloaded with galvanizers, which could lead to constant change and a lack of follow-through on projects.
So it's like ensuring your team has a diverse portfolio of strengths, just like a well-balanced financial portfolio.
Precisely. The team map helps leaders make strategic decisions about hiring, assigning roles, and structuring projects in a way that optimizes everyone's contributions.
This model could definitely help create a more harmonious and productive work environment. But it's not just limited to work, is it?
That's right. Imagine applying this understanding to your personal life as well. Think about the dynamics within your family or your friend groups.
That's an interesting thought. Recognizing each other's geniuses could lead to more empathy and understanding in our personal relationships as well.
Absolutely. It can help explain why certain people excel at certain tasks while others struggle. Instead of getting frustrated when your partner forgets to take out the trash, maybe tenacity isn't their strength, you can approach the situation with more understanding. Maybe you can find a system that works for both of you based on your individual genius types.
This model has so many potential applications. It's really about fostering a deeper understanding of ourselves and those around us.
Exactly. As you start applying this knowledge, remember it's an ongoing journey of discovery. The working genius model is simply a tool, a framework for understanding and navigating the complexities of work and relationships.
It's like a compass, guiding us towards more fulfilling and productive experiences, both personally and professionally. This has been an incredible sleep dive. Thank you for guiding us through this fascinating exploration of the 6 types of working genius.
It's been my pleasure. Remember to embrace your own genius, celebrate the talents of others, and strive to create environments where everyone can thrive. Sweet dreams.